And hello to all my Taurus friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for November 2021. Now, today they have dialed up for you a storyline spread. It's a very big spread. It casts a wide net across all the different Tauruses. The whole idea is to find the story that's right for you. We're going to be looking at 3, 4, or 5, even sometimes 6 different stories. And that way it allows us quite a bit of accuracy because it looks across the scope of the Tauruses and not just at one cluster. So we're going to get into that very exciting stuff. They've asked that we do no extra at the end. So usually when that happens, it's because they want us to focus on the main spread. So probably a lot of stuff in there to pick apart, and we're going to get right into it right now. So I'm going to bring you in so you can watch right here. Go ahead and hit the like button and build up the energy for the Taurus. Taurus in November. Let's go. Here we go. We're rolling. What I'm doing now, I like to do on camera. They are my ritual cuts. Cuts the deck into 3 different pieces, puts it back together in a separate order, and then they're ready to run. That also satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. There we go. And I'm going to do it like that. And then they're ready. So here we go with the storyline for Taurus. Storyline is also cool because they can talk about anything they want in here. They're not limited to, just one topic, one story. I mean, they can just spread it out all over the place. And look at how inverted we are coming in here. Very interesting. There's our main 5. Let's keep going until we get somebody facing the other way. We are still inverted. Okay, there's an upright. That on view? Okay, we got more cards to do, so we got to continue down here. Still going. Still going. Still going. Uh-oh. Never gone this far before. Still going. Still going. Still going. Where are we going to stop? There it is. Okay. We've hit our peak. I think that's enough cards. That's, quarter the dang deck. All right, here we go. This goes later. Trying to organize this because facings matter. The order they come in matters. I'm just going to separate it all apart to show you the different stories. And that's just how we're going to have to do it because I know we're out of the screen right now. This is the biggest one that I've ever been a part of. I got one story here. I also need to count the inverts because we got a whole bunch of those too. Story there, story there. Story here. That was borderline. No, we'll leave that there. This together, and then this. So what do we have? 5? 5 very large stories. Now I'm counting my inverts. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 11 out of 17. 11 out of 17. We're right in that range where I need to do a discard to see if we revert them upright or we leave the way they are. And they want us to all go upright. That's the way that this is taught. It's actually taught that you do this automatically. And I actually don't do that because I read upright and inverted, which expands the definition pool from 78 definitions to 156. So it gives them a lot more language to work with in the tarot. And I think that's a big key to my accuracy too. But anyway, I give them the option, like, hey, do you want us to read this the way it is? Or do you want me to revert them upright the way it's taught? So in this case, they said to put them back upright. So this is our main group. This is really what I want you to see. All on camera here. I think. All right, I'm going to get more cards, so this is going to get crazy, but this is the main group. This is really what I wanted you to see the most. I'm going to pull the additional cards now. This is where it gets a little wild. But they're a chatty bunch at any rate. So we have lots to talk about. Taurus. Lots to talk about the Taurus sign. I'm going to run out of table room really quick here, which happens in all storyline spreads, but especially yours, especially this month, November. What is going on in November, guys? What is going on? Still going, still going. All right, 2 here. Almost done. I'm not even going to try to get this in view. I showed you the main group, which was my main concern. Now I'm just getting an Angel Oracle card for each of our stories. And now you can see why we're doing no extra, because this is like storyline on steroids is really what it is. This is all over the place, to the point where I'm just going to have to read some of it to make room to read the rest. All right, so anyway, I'm zooming right out, guys. We're getting right into this. We got a lot of work to do. All right, Taurus, here we go. I'm just going to have to do this as I go. I'm going to, I guess, read it in the order that's closest to me, just to try to make some room. All right, so down here we're talking about health. Health is story number 1. Like I said, these stories may not all resonate with you, and that's just quite okay. A lot of you right here are up in the air about what you're going to do with health, what you can do about it, which direction you should go right now. A lot of you are contemplating this, not really sure. You want to have success in health. You want to get healthier, and you're starting to think about different ideas. But at the same time, they show that you're hung up on these new ideas. They say that they want you to start thinking of new things here. A lot of you have been hanging on to old ideas in your health corner that perhaps don't do you justice anymore. Maybe they served you at one time, but not now. So it's really about thinking of new ways, getting rid of the stuff that doesn't work, and what you're going to add in that will. That'll help bring your health to a better place. They're showing in action right now. So this is actually not the time to take the action. They're showing a hesitancy by a lot of you in story number 1, and that's actually okay. November is not really the month when they are calling for the action here. They're saying that this is more contemplative. So it's almost more time to brainstorm, to think about what you're going to do for your health, what ways you're going to go about it, what ways you are not going to go about it. Very important there. So we have the delays, we have the hang up, we have the inaction, and they're saying that's just fine. They're really not worried about it. They know you're going to get there. Perhaps just not this month. This is just not the opportune time to do that. They talk about diet in the healthy lifestyle card, the Angel Oracle card I have here. They're talking about healthy lifestyle. Basically, also getting enough sleep, very important. Especially if you're working really hard, you're running yourself ragged into the ground, working long hours. Make sure you get enough rest, get enough balance. Make sure you recharge the batteries. Very important. And there you go. Exercise. Getting to that optimal health. They're talking about the optimal health right there. So there's story number 1. Very much concerned about health, but like I said, not right now. It's just kind of, let's get ready to do something good. Whether it's December, whether it's January, whatever's right for you. Just probably wouldn't go all in right now in November. That's the main message. So there we go. All right, now I'm going to make some room with that. Get that out of here. Story number 1. Story number 2, Taurus. It's kind of a up and down message. It's got a lot of moving parts, to be quite honest. It's going to be hard to nail down specifically. I guess it's a good time to tell you this is a general reading too. We have a lot of Taurus bubble energy here, and it's all shared. And even though we're splitting it up into 5 different stories, very big stories, it still gets mucked up. It still gets a little puddled up, cloudy, and so forth. So the best way, of course, is always private, personal readings, and I do offer those on my website, scottsagent.com. So story number 2 here, the first thing they bring up and talk about is a sickness. Now, this may be an actual sickness, like getting a cold, getting a virus, getting a bacterial infection, or any kind of sickness. I mean, just about anything falls under that category of sickness. But it can also be mental. So this could be like a mental stressor or a hard anxiety or anything going on in your own head that is causing you like a sickness of the brain. The card refers to both, so I have to give you the definition of both because it's a general reading. So that's how they start, by talking about that. And just, this story number 2, they're showing that you're a little uncomfortable right now with things. And for a lot of you, this is work related too. It's not just an uncomfort, not being comfortable with your health, because it goes deeper than that. There is an uncomfort with work for a lot of you. And if, let's say, you are a Taurus who's very good with work, your work is great, no problems at all, I'm comfortable at work, that's great. This story is just not yours. So helping you pick apart which stories are for you here and which aren't. They talk about an action with work comes up here. As far as addressing this, what it does to your mental state, they want you to go after, kind of at least internalize and figure out why why your mental state is being affected by work, and do something about it. They want you to be aware of it. I think a lot of you are. And a lot of you are hopefully not just putting this off or poo-pooing it. Take it seriously, because you gotta be in a good mental state here. They bring up getting to a brand new health. That's what they want for you here. And like I said, we talked about health earlier, but they're talking about health again in a different way right here, because it's involved with work. These two different areas of your life are kind of getting at odds. They're getting they're pooling together, and Spirit really wants you to separate them out. They don't want your work corner to affect your physical health or even your spiritual health. Very important. And they bring up spiritual understanding, as I said, spiritual. So they're basically saying that this can be a higher level thing too, not just your health, but like, your spiritual health, your chakras, all that kind of stuff. Work could be affecting it if you're here with me in story number 2. Basically, they're also going to be bringing you symbols and bringing you spiritual truths, help you understand, help you get past what you're going through and get on the right path. For a lot of you, your social emotions are coming in very good. Just keep that balanced. Don't ever do too much social health, which would be like partying, drinking, that kind of thing. Keep it balanced, but it's showing very good. So that may also be an escape, a way to deal with things socially. Hang out with friends at work, or maybe meet friends at a different place. If your only friends are at work, and let's say they're a bad crowd or a bad influence on you, expand yourself out. So they're bringing social in there, and that's an emotional attachment that is going to be a little bit different for everybody, but finding the context of what they're trying to tell you there when we're talking about social emotional health with the mental. So that's where it comes in, and that's where the two kind of merge right there. So interesting stuff there. Story number 2. Made a little bit more room for myself. Story number 3. I'm going to go right here. Right there and there. The first thing that we want to talk about is that the Sun card is shining here very, very brightly. That's the best card in the deck. Very, very happy to see it, Taurus. Congratulations. This is going to be a very promising, good story with a lot of good tidbits here for you. Now, usually when things are good, I don't read that as much because there's not much to talk about when things are so good. But they're saying to breathe. That's where I start with the Oracle cards. So there is stress here. It is a stressful situation regardless of this great golden sun energy. They're reminding you to breathe. It sounds stupid because, of course you're going to remember how to breathe. It's automatic. But at the same time, not this way. They want you to take a breath, like a real deep breath. So that tells me stress is going to be going on in your November. Stuff like that you're going to have to deal with, despite that you have this great golden sun energy. They're showing you're going to need to be a little patient. No surprise that comes up here in the Temperance card, but they show you're doing a really good job of it. You can handle this, no issue. So I'm just letting you know that you're going to need to keep being patient here in story 3 through November. Patience is going to be tested. We have, especially when you get a little bored or discontent with the way things are going, they show that there may be some boredom that comes up in November for you. So if that's the case here in story number 3 for you, they want you to find something to get interested in. Find a way to make, a mundane situation fun, or try to do something new. Whatever it is for you that gets you going, gets you interested in something, that's really what it's all about here in story 3. We have... really need to nurture your thoughts here. They show you're doing a really good job of that too. A lot of congratulatory praise here from Spirit in story number 3 for the Tauruses. They talk about legal here, so we have some legal type things coming in that need to, that's really what they want you to nurture your thought process with. If you're going through anything legal or contracts or agreements, any kind of stuff like that can come up in November. Some of you may already know this. It's not coming in blocked, so it's not coming in delayed or anything like that. For a lot of you, you probably know what I'm talking about. If I'm talking about the Justice card and legal stuff in your life, you know if you got legal stuff going on in your life or not. So if that's the case, it's going to come in November, or you're going to be dealing with it in November. And if not, they're talking about the karmic definition of it, which in this case, it's karma that's your own, that's returning to you. Hopefully it's good karma, but bad karma comes back too. There is a tendency in this story to be fighting little bit of tug of war going on, like somebody fighting over something. I'm assuming one of them is you, and the other side, somebody's trying to get you to do something or pull you away from something. That kind of vibe comes up. They want to talk about the fastest card in the deck. So this is fast traveling news, probably something you weren't aware of. They don't really specify if this is good or bad, but it's something that you didn't know before. And if you notice, this is probably, even though it's the biggest story, it is probably the most vague. So, really pinpointing whether this is you or not is going to be hard, and it's because there's so many different moving parts. There's a lot of different moving parts. We have like the legal part. We have the tug of war, fighting over something. That even sounds even more legal, to be honest. It sounds like custody or something like that. Breathe, stressful situation, but the sun is shining. So I'm just going to go back to that. This is going to be okay. Long story short, you're going to get through this. The golden energy is shining down on this, so this can even benefit you. All good things can happen when the sun comes out. So basically, find something to get interested in the situation. Don't get too bored and get complacent. You're going to have to exude patience, and at the same time, we have fast traveling news, and hopefully, it's very good news for you. So there we go. Story number 3. Before I get into 4 and 5, I do want to give you the moon cycle forecast. I like to do that every single month to let you guys know what's coming. We have the new moon, November 4th. That's the best time to bring anything new into your life, anything you're trying to manifest. For example, like that health that we were talking about. I know they did say not right now in November, but November early is the time to bring anything new into your life. Let's say you're trying to manifest love. Let's say you're trying to manifest a new job or a promotion, new money, whatever it is that's new. Very well placed at the beginning of November. Anything that you need to get out of your life, that's full moon energy, and that comes in November 19th. In my previous readings, the last few months, I've been saying new moon at the beginning of the month, full moon at the end of the month, but now we're starting to shift. The cycles are moving up. So we have the full moon energy on the 19th. That is closer to the middle of the month than the end. So I don't want you trying to get anything out toward the end of the month. If you do that, you're going to be back into that new moon energy cycle coming in from December. So don't do that. So really, that third week of November is the key target date to get rid of anything of your life, out of your life that doesn't fit anymore, such as people, such as things, stuff. It could also be habits that you're trying to break, or emotional baggage, or anything that you're trying to get out of your life. Can be very well placed there, and it will stick much better than if you try to do it at the beginning or the very end of the month. So there's the moon cycles. Now let's get into story 4 and go right here. Okay, here we're talking about relationships. So this is going to be heavily my Tauruses that are in a relationship. We have, again, a lot of moving parts. That's just how they set this whole thing up. Right there, and then there. Okay, I'm seeing it now. This is a very good month to be defensive. If anything going on in the relationship, which can expand out to your family and close friends, anybody close to your heart can come up in this love corner. But heavily in the relationship, that's really where I want to focus the most. Really a good month to be defensive. So don't go on the offensive. Not really a time to seek anything out or to change a lot of things. It's just kind of time to draw a line in the sand. Hold your ground. Be defensive. Kind of like business as usual. Let things play out a little bit. Over here we have an action card as far as your mindset. So they're talking about not necessarily a physical action, but more of the action in your own mind. So making up your mind about something. It's going to be different for everybody, but depending on where you are in your relationship, in your love corner, is going to be talking about what this message is for you here in story 4. But they're giving you permission to make up your mind. They're saying you really need to. You need to make up your mind about it. You don't need to take that physical action, but you need to take the mental one. You need to take the mental action to make up your mind. And they're saying it's very hard work. It's very hard work for you to do that, so it's very obviously a major decision of some sort that you're trying to make. But I guess you can take some kind of like consolation or feel a little bit better that they're saying they just only want you to make up your mind about it right now. You don't have to go the whole 9 yards. You don't got to see the whole thing through. Whatever this situation is that's bothering you that you call hard work, you just got to make up your mind where it's going to go. You don't have to, you don't have to see the whole field to be able to play on the field. That's kind of what they're showing here. Next, they're showing that, you're doing a really good job of balancing here. They're saying that this is throwing a different area of your life off. So you got your love corner here. And for others of you, it's affecting your work in some way. Maybe some of you are working too much. Others of you are home too much, or your home life is affecting work. And work is like, oh, come on, you got to keep this stuff out of work. Whatever it is for you. And it could also be, health or financial related too. It's basically an imbalance between two areas of your life. One is love, though. Your love corner is at an imbalance. But they're showing you do a really good job balancing it. But at the same time, it's like a tightrope walk, because here we have... in this deck, it's the Two of Pentacles, but this is my bird deck, very largely. And the bird is holding a set of keys. Now, it's showing that you are in control of the keys. So that's good. It shows that you are controlling these two areas of your life. The problem is that the key is actually a pin, and it's attached to a grenade. So you have to be very careful with what you do with these keys or the pins here, because you might end up, if you're not cautious, you end up blowing the whole thing up, metaphorically or energetically, if not like real life. So just tread lightly, I guess is what I'm saying. Over here we have nurturing health, nurturing money. We have a couple things with money coming up here. So they want you to take good care of the money. And they say that, it may be in a downswing in November. Money, ups and downs. The downswing with the good luck of the Wheel of Fortune coming in inverted for me is just the roller coaster of life. When you're too far down, you're bound to go up. When you're too far up, it's going to come down. And you're just in a little bit of a downswing right now this month, perhaps financially. And if that's not you, that's wonderful. This story is just not for you. That's how we pick these apart. So anyway, downswing, they want you to nurture your finances here. Big time finances. And that goes back to the hard work too. So you might even be putting more hard work into accrue more finances during this time in November, and that would probably be good advice to do so since you are in a downswing. And that way when you hit that upswing, oh man, you're going to just take right off. You're going to be good. So that's what we're talking about there in the relationship. A little bit of finance in there as well. Big story. There's story number 4 for my Taurus. Taurus eyes. I don't know the plural. There we go. Story 5. Actually, before I do that, I need to tell you about the newsletter giveaway. Huge giveaway next month. Only to my newsletter people. If you're signed up to the newsletter, you're already set for the giveaway. It is not a contest. Everybody is getting this. I can't tell you what it is yet. It's a secret. But this is one of my biggest giveaways to date. To sign up for the newsletter, it's absolutely free. It's at the very bottom of my website, scottsagent.com. You enter your first name, your email address, you send that off, and you're in the newsletter club. I only send one email a month for updates, promo codes for saving you money on readings, all kinds of good stuff in there. One email a month. It's super easy. And you're going to get this giveaway next month just by doing that. So take advantage of that. And also I'm doing giveaways on Facebook every month. So make sure you follow Facebook. That's right around the 20th of every month. I'm always doing something new, always some kind of new giveaway. So lots of free stuff all over scottsagent.com and the Facebook and all that good stuff. So take advantage of that. Now let's get into your story 5. Now story 5, they kick off with, I just moved that. Okay, I see what I did. We kick off with story 5. This is for my Tauruses who are taking charge of your love corner. This is not if you're wishy-washy about your love corner, your relationship, or your status, if you're single, or like you're just like, oh, I don't know how I feel about it. This is not your story. This is my Tauruses who are like the Taurus bull, okay, who are very strong with it, have taken back their control of the love corner. Very good to see. We have the leadership card for my oracle card. They're talking about it now even more. They're saying that you're backed by the universe right now. It's time for you to exude this leadership quality of yours and also to guide others. A good leader doesn't just take charge, but he finds a way, or she finds a way, to lead others to, all work together. So very good things coming in there. Now, if that's you, they do want you to be aware of, they say there's really only one solution here. So I don't know if you feel like there's a lot of options or different ways you can take it. Spirit's saying there's really just one that's good for you here. So I don't know if they're talking about like one person or one path, or what the one is, but they're saying there's not a lot of choices here. This is really like a one road deal. or a one-person deal. The next thing they show here is the Judgment card that heavily talks about making up your mind with something. So major decision has mostly been made. If there's anybody else who resonates with the very first part of what I said but doesn't with this, they want you to make that decision. That decision needs to get made, and that does kind of correlate to another story I told here too. So you can see how these can kind of like merge together a little bit too, and that's how general readings work. That's how I can talk about certain things for an entire sign, and it resonates with a lot of people because there are a lot of similarities with what's going on astrologically. So the other thing they're talking about here is making a decision with money, making a decision with somebody who is perhaps controlling, or both. For some of you, it's going to be making up your mind with money. For others of you, you're making up your mind to not let the other person take so much control anymore. Like I said, you're taking that control back. That's the first thing they showed. And it's bringing you peace. Oh my goodness, thank God. It's bringing you peace. It shows you resting on a sword. It's the Four of Swords. It's almost like you're just using it as a pillow. Not because it's comfortable, but because you can finally relax. It's just like, oh, goodness gracious, thank goodness. That's the best way to describe it. It's my hammock on the beach energy, that vacation vibe, feet in the sand, sandals. It's just peace at last. Peace, prosperity, tranquility. So because you have taken control of this love situation, this corner of yours, you're just moving into a place where you can just rest your head, finally. Over here we have the Three of Pentacles, so you're taking great pride in this too. I mean, just all things praise here. So they're not telling you that you need to do anything different, really. Just kind of continue what you're doing. And it's really just more affirmation, I guess, than anything else that you're doing the right thing. They do show three people here. In this case, it's birds, but it's representative of people. A lot of times I just call this the three. It has to do with, one of them is usually you, so you're spending a lot of time with two other people, perhaps. Could be friends, could be family. I don't know the context specifically for you, and I don't like to speculate too deeply, but I like to at least bring up that they're showing the three. Okay, so you're taking great pride in it, and that's very good because you need to continue to do so. So this entire story 5 is a continuance. It's just pushing that leadership forward. You're doing a really good job with that. So that's going to conclude our entire storyline. We have been through a whole lot here. I want to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. If a lot of that was heavy for you, go back and listen to it again. I mean, it's easier to digest the second time through. So that is going to wrap us up here. I do want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe. I do these videos every single month, so you'll see future videos, and I'll see you all in December.